Good morning students. Welcome back. This video is for class 8, subject English grammar, and it is taken from the book PC Rens. This is our chapter number 2 and the name of the chapter is Verbs, Auxiliaries and Modals. This is my lecture number 4. So today in this video, first of all, you will learn the uses of must, ought and need, and then we shall discuss the homework solution of homework which was assigned you in lecture number 3 of chapter 2, Verb, Auxiliaries and Modals. Modal verbs. A modal verb is a kind of an auxiliary verb that is used to express possibility, ability, permission or obligation, etc. I repeat it again, a modal verb is a kind of an auxiliary verb that is used to express possibility, ability, permission or obligation, etc. The modal verbs are can, could, must, may, might, ought to, shall, should, will, would, etc. For example, Tom can write poetry very well. So here, can is a modal verb and it is showing ability of doing something. Let's see what is the use of must. Must has no past form. It is used in affirmative and negative sentences. It is used to express necessity, obligation, compulsion, possibility, moral duty or determination, etc. I repeat it again. Must has no past form. It is used in affirmative and negative sentences. It is used to express necessity, obligation, compulsion, possibility, moral duty or determination, etc. For example, I must go now. So here must is used to express necessity. Use of ought. Ought is used like must to talk about necessity or obligation, but it is not as strong as must. It is also used to express probability, strong possibility, moral duty or social binding, etc. Ought and should have similar meanings. We usually prefer should to ought. I repeat it again. Ought is used like must to talk about necessity or obligation, but it is not as strong as must. It is also used to express probability, strong possibility, moral duty or social binding, etc. Ought and should have similar meanings. We usually prefer should to ought. For example, she ought to pass this time. So here, ought is used to express strong possibility. Let's see the different usages of must and ought with examples. Number 1. Must is used to talk about necessity or obligation. For example, we must be honest, while ought is used to talk about necessity or obligation. It is not as forceful as must, but it is stronger than should. For example, we ought to be punctual. Number 2. Must refers to the present or near future. For example, you must do this now, while ought is used to say that something is probable. For example, he ought to be at the bank now. Number 3. Must is used to express lawful and moral duty. For example, you must obey the rules of the road, while ought is used to express moral duty and social binding. For example, you ought to respect our elders. But ought is not as strong as must. Number 4. Must has no past form. However, to talk about the past, we use had to, the past form of have to. For example, I had to get up at 5 o'clock yesterday. So here, had to is used in place of must, while ought is used to express advice. For example, you ought to work hard to stand first. Number 5. Must is used to signify strong determination. So the meaning of determination is the ability to continue trying to do something. For example, I must go now, whatever happens. While ought is used to express recommendation. And the meaning of recommendation is to give suggestion, saying that something is good and should be tried or used. For example, you ought to watch this romantic movie. Let's see what is the use of need. Need is used in negative and interrogative sentences. There is no past of need. It is used to express necessity, obligation, and compulsion. The meaning of obligation is the state of having to do something. We use do not have to or need not to say that something is not necessary. I repeat it again. Need is used in negative and interrogative sentences. There is no past of need. It is used to express necessity, obligation, and compulsion. We use do not have to or need not to say that something is not necessary. For example, Ram need not go to hospital now. Here, need not is to express that something is not necessary. Number 2 example, you need not or do not have to meet him. Children, you have to complete your homework on the basis of the topic explained by me. And your homework is revise modal verbs from the book or video and based on the understanding of the topic, do exercise mentioned as. Extra exercise number 1. It is not in your book, it is given by me. So students, as you are not having your PC Ren's grammar book with you, so here in this video I have mentioned your homework in detail. You must note it down on an A4 size sheet and after that make a folder of your grammar exercises. I am just simply reading the question. You must to note it down on an A4 size sheet and solve it on the basis of your understanding. Exercise number 1 is fill in the blanks by choosing correct modal verbs given in the brackets. This is the end of the lecture. So students, in this video, we shall discuss the homework solution of the homework which was given to you in lecture number 3 of chapter 2, Verbs, Auxiliaries and Modals. Students, as we have already discussed the uses of shall, will, should and would in lecture number 3 of chapter 2, Verbs, Auxiliaries and Modals. As I assigned you homework which was to be done by you on the basis of your understanding, and your homework was revise modal verbs from the book or video and based on the understanding of the topic, do exercise mentioned as. Extra exercise number 1. This exercise, it is not in your book, it is given by me. Let's start solving the exercise number 1. Question is, fill in the blanks by choosing correct modal verbs given in the brackets. Number 1. I think I dash enjoy a holiday in Scotland. So here, would is used to show low probability. Number 2. You dash go to the hairdressers. Here, should is used to give suggestion. Number 3. Dash you have some coffee. Here, will is used to express willingness or to ask to do something. Number 4. Dash we go somewhere else. Here, shall is used to give suggestion. Number 5. Dash you mind giving me a lift if you could. Here, would is used to ask people to do things in polite manner. Number 6. Let's go for a walk. Dash we. Here, shall is used to take permission from someone to do something. Number 7. Dash you keep mum. Here, will is used to express polite request. Number 8. She dash be at home now. Here, should is used to show probability. And the meaning of probability is how likely something is to happen. This is the end of the lecture. At last, I would like to say that complete your homework in neat and clean handwriting and do practice of modal verbs.